All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is another Tuesday morning, and we are doing it again. It's the Mayor Cohen, myself, Greg T., and this is the Buzz About East Brunswick. We are live from the public library right here in East Brunswick. If you want to drop us an email, please do so at baeb@buzzabouteb.com. If you're watching us on YouTube, hello.
Hello.
We are at EBTV26, and of course, if you're listening to us right now, well, you're listening to us on Spotify, iHeart, Apple Music, or Amazon. So good morning. What's up, Mr. Mayor?
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Pretty good.
Yeah, you're pretty busy last week. We're going to get into that.
Yes,
A lot of school visits, which is pretty cool.
That was fun.
Yeah,
That was fun.
I want to talk about it. You know, how much enjoyment do you really get out of doing some of those visits with the schools? You went to my alma mater. You went to Chittick School, which is pretty cool for a career day.
Yes,
I thought that was kind of neat.
yesterday.
Oh, that was yesterday?
Yesterday, yes.
Oh, wow. Hey, I know that you're a big hockey fan, and the Stanley Cup is still going on. Are you following it?
Yes.
Did you see the brawl last night?
No, I was out last night, so I didn't get to see it.
Wow. We were watching prior to you getting here. We were watching some of the highlights. I don't really know. I don't have a dog in this fight. I mean, I do. Listen, I like the Devils, so I guess I would choose, the Florida Panthers to win it. Although, you know what? It would be kind of nice to see Canada win another one and have the Oilers win it. I'm all over the place with it. How about yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not married to either one of the teams,
right, yeah.
but or totally invested in it. But I do think that it would be kind of nice to see it go back to Canada.
Have Canada win it.
And last year was the same two teams,
right.
And Florida won. So
Florida's up now 2-1. Look at us talking sports here.
Not in love with the Florida team, but
right.
I mean, but I think that our team is out. So I do want to encourage people to watch it. It's a fun sport.
Well, I think so too. Yeah, we can always keep the Stanley Cup in our division, or we can let it go and release it to Canada. So we'll see. All right, hey, listen, do one more thing. Now, this comes back to East Brunswick. Now, this is funny. So prior to you there was a lot going on prior to you walking in here. So Anthony and I, who's filming us for EBTV, we were talking about the show Last of Us, which is on HBO. And they've got, it's all about zombies and a zombie apocalypse. So we want to know, is East Brunswick prepared if there was a zombie apocalypse? Are we prepared? Can we defend ourselves against zombies?
I think we can pretty much count our police for anything. I'm certain of it.
Anthony, East Brunswick Police Department, we're good to go. We're good.
It's like the Ghostbusters, right? Don't they have those special guns?
We have special guns. Right. Look at that. See that? The mayor says we have special guns to fight off.
They have a whole SWAT unit for that.
We have a SWAT unit. There you go. We're gonna check with Jason Fama about that. The SWAT unit. I like it. All right. So anyway, I do think it'd be kind of fun. People seem to like. They've emailed us that they liked when we went back and forth with getting to know you a little bit better. So I've come up with a plan. This is called the Mayor's This or That's. Are you ready for that one?
Sure.
Let's do it. The Mayor's This.
Do we have special music for that?
There we go. The mayor's.
That's a bit of a job elevation.
You like that?
You think? Yes.
The mayor's this or that. So, Mayor Cohen, we would like to know: would you rather a parade or a festival in town?
Festival.
A festival. Why a festival?
Because you get more of an opportunity to interact with people, whereas a parade, you just walking by and people are viewing, and it's fun. But I think a festival gives more of an opportunity for people to interact.
That's nice. I like that. All right. Moving right along with the mayor's this or that's. Mr. Mayor,
yes.
Would you rather do ribbon cuttings or would you rather give a speech?
Let's see.
Oh, I saw you frown. When I said speech. I saw you frown.
Well, I think it largely depends on what the speech is about.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Sometimes there's really important things that need to get out, and that's the best way of doing it. But the fun part is the ribbon cuttings. That means there's a new business coming into town, and we're helping welcome them. So I think that's probably what I would prefer over just giving a boring speech.
I think, you're right. Unless you knew you were giving a speech to, let's say, I don't know, one of the high school teams did something really well. They won something, a championship, and you're giving this, go out there and get them kind of speech. That's one thing. But you have to give the regular everyday speeches. You're right. It could be a little bit bland. But yeah, I think you're right. That cutting the ribbon is a lot more fun and festive.
Yeah. I mean, there are some times when people give speeches or they talk and what they say is so powerful and so moving that it actually really makes people rethink about what they're doing themselves and their goals, their priorities, rethinking how they make decisions because you've entered information that they didn't ever consider before and they wouldn't have known it otherwise. So sometimes people and leaders can be enormously influential, and that's great. But most of the speeches are ordinarily for things that are sort of mundane. And so the ribbon cutting becomes more of a chance to introduce somebody new to our community and welcome them.
I like that. I'm with you.
You like that one?
All right, here we go. How about, Mr. Mayor, would you like to be called Mayor Awesome, or would you like to be called Captain Community? Mayor Awesome or Captain Community?
That's kind of a cool one because I'd love to, to be awesome. It's like when I was growing up and people said Brad was like an uncommon name until all of a sudden Brad Pitt became popular.
Everybody starts naming their kids Brad.
And no matter how many times I look in the mirror or try to work out or whatever you do to try to make yourself, I'm never going to look like Brad Pitt.
No, none of us will.
It's not happening.
I try to think, maybe I look like a little like The Rock. I think I can look like The Rock.
Can't fundamentally change that much. There's no amount of Botox that's going to fix that.
No, it's not.
So I think the other, being sort of that community guy that people really go to and wrap their hands around and welcome is more endearing than just being called awesome.
I got that. No, and listen, and for you,
although I'd like to be.
No,
awesome.
I think you are an awesome. Listen, I'm walking right into him. No, but I think you're an awesome mayor, and you're very active, and you are a part of the community. There's like not one event that I know of that you're not a part of.
Yeah, but I think
so.
That
You are Captain
There's
Community.
lots of jobs that you could have in public service, in elected office.
Sure.
But I think that as mayor, that is the last office the highest office where people expect to see you regularly.
Right.
They're going to want to see you at the events in town. They're going to want to see you at the school events. They're going to want to see you at the baseball games and all the sporting events, at the parades that we have in town. They expect that. And if you're not really willing to do that, if that's not in your personality, it's not part of your DNA. Then there's a lot of ways that you could serve the public, but do something else.
Gotcha. Well, listen, you were just at the last week's fishing derby.
Yes, that was fun.
That's what I'm saying. Right, you're at so many of these events, which I think that to answer the question or help you out, I do agree. I think you are Captain Community. You are Mayor Cohen, Captain Community.
Do I get a hat?
I think. Well, that's going to be one of our next questions.
There you go.
How was the fishing derby, by the way? I know I'm pinging all over the place, but how was the fishing derby?
The fishing derby was good. People were starting to complain a little bit because it got a little cloudy and rainy, kind of like today.
Oh my God, we can't get out of this
weather.
weather.
The whole past month, but which is depressing.
It really is.
But I'm not a professional fisherman, but I was told that that's actually usually good weather for fishing.
Oh, really? I don't know anything. I'm not a big fisherman at all. I don't know, but so I would have no idea. I was wondering about the weather and how if people were going to be deterred to go out there.
It took a little while, but there were some kids that were really catching some really good fish, and they were having fun with it. And I also found that a lot of times, I don't know what the end result was this year, but often the girls do better than the boys.
Do they really?
Yes, because fishing is just a sport of patience.
Interesting.
And at that age, the girls have more patience.
Gotcha. Yeah. Listen, at this age already, I know my wife's got more patience than I do. I have absolutely no patience.
We never outgrow that?
No, you never. At least I have not. All right, here we go. Moving along. So to your question about the hat, Mr. Mayor, would you rather the mayor sash or would you rather the mayor top hat?
Oh, top hat any day. Come on.
I agree. I think if you had to go old school, instead of walking around with the mayor's sash on, I think the mayor top hat.
That is so much cooler.
I agree. I think it's really cool. I like that one. All right, and here we go. Last and final question of our mayor's this or that.
This or that.
Now, this ties into you being Captain Community. At at the fair, would you rather see a pie contest or would you rather see a chili cook-off?
I think well, depends on the type of pie.
Oh, all right. So if it's like, well, what kind of pie would it be? I mean, apple pie. Well, pie's a pie.
Well,
you got
for
apple pie,
Americans,
cherry
it's all
pie,
apple pie. My favorite happens to be key lime pie.
key lime pie. Have you ever had key lime pie ice cream?
No.
So good. I'm a big fan. I swear. I love key lime pie ice cream. My kids make fun of me. They're like, Dad, no one gets that. It is so good. It's only seasonal. I can get it down at Sundays in Matawan, and also there's another one in Point Pleasant. Oh my God, I'm drawing a blank. What's the place called? What's the place called where you go? Hoffman's. That's right. That's right. I'm looking at your assistant Tracy. At Hoffman's, they have key lime pie ice cream. You got to try it.
I got to try that.
Oh, you would love it. It's really, really
But
good.
I'm like, I do like that. Actually, Costco used to make one of the best.
You're kidding me, Costco?
Yeah, they don't make it any longer. But it was
Really?
The problem is you have to buy this massive cake.
Right,
Takes me all damn month to little slice at a time.
Yeah.
By the time I'm done with it,
Right.
you got the mold growing on it. But
Because how much pie can you eat? And if you're going to get one at Costco, you know it's going to be a humongous pie at Costco.
no, there's nothing small. So you have to buy the massive pie. But take back to the question. I actually think that the
pie contest or chili cook-off.
I actually think the chili cook-off would be fun.
I got you. I think so too. I think to see everybody
Everybody's
out
got
there.
their certain way that
That's
they
it.
do it. The one
Yep.
certain ingredient that makes it a little bit
Yeah.
different. So yeah.
Yeah, I agree. That would be that I would totally do that. I'm in with you. Chili cook-off, exactly. Well, thank you very much, Mayor. That has
Absolutely.
been our Mayor this or that. We'll try to bring that back in a couple of weeks. But people really have emailed us about getting to know us a little bit better. So I figured, hey, let's call it the Mayor this or that, and let's see how that works. Now, you did ask me earlier.
Mm-hmm.
You said, "What is this? The key to the Mr. Mayor?" I
You
want
know
you to
what
know
that is actually.
What is this?
Well, it's a key to the city, but what it really is a bottle opener.
He knew about it already.
I knew that.
So earlier Tracy and I we were looking at some things here, and when I first got my job here, Joe,
Business
administrator Joe,
Yes.
he came over to the office and he dropped this off at my desk and he says, "Here, you now have the key to the city." So for everybody at home that's looking right now, this is the key to East Brunswick, and I wanted to show you this because Tracy says, "I don't even think he has a key to East Brunswick." But what was funny is that we were looking at it closely and it says it is a bottle opener. It is a bottle opener. The key to East Brunswick is a bottle opener, and I was wondering.
But you know that nobody really uses these bottles any longer. They're all
Right.
tops or all of that stuff. But yeah, that's what it was. That's
So maybe
pretty
we
heavy.
should. It is pretty heavy.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get more keys made, but they won't be bottle openers. They could be a key to East Brunswick.
I'd really like to know what door that actually opens, right?
What is the secret door?
What is that room? What's in that room?
It's the secret door that keeps those weapons in there that makes us defend ourselves.
Ghostbusters.
Yes, the Ghostbuster weapons that helps us defend against zombies for the zombie apocalypse.
There you go.
All right, I like it. All right, listen, we got to take our first quick break, and when we get back, we got so much more to talk about. We are going to talk about the schools that you visited last week and something that you saw that's going to, almost be what we're looking at with the Vermella that's being built.
Absolutely.
Right, so that's good. It's all coming up. This is another In and Around East Brunswick. This is the ice rink, right? We were here. There wasn't even any walls.
Masonry exterior walls get treatments outside to make it aesthetically pleasing. It's going to look really sharp. We'll have the EB logo and East Brunswick Ice Arena on the outside. Platform with railings, a viewing area for the ice on both sides. Currently, the roof is going on top of us, which is a seminal moment for us to get this building weather tight inside. All glass pane to view the ice. TVs, couches and stuff.
Hey, East Brunswick, I'm Rob Zuckerman, Economic Development Officer. I'm here to tell you the East Brunswick Market is coming back. So mark your calendars, Sunday, June 22nd from 1 to 4 p.m., Friday, July 11th from 6 to 9 p.m., and Sunday, August 3rd from 1 to 4 p.m. The market will be held at the East Brunswick Municipal Complex 1 Civic Center Drive, and again, there'll be 30-plus vendors, food trucks, live music, and family fun. And if you're interested in becoming a vendor, the applications are available now at eastbrunswicktownship.org. Just click on the Economic Development tab. Tell everyone you know the market is back. There's a lot going on in East Brunswick.
All right, and we are back, as they say in showbiz. Again, it is Mayor Cohen, myself, Greg T, and this is The Buzz About East Brunswick. If you want to email us, please do. Our email address is baeb@buzzabouteb.com. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, please email us and tell us why you want to be a guest on the show. Just like 2 weeks ago, we had Halloween Frank on.
That's right.
And let me tell you something. People really enjoyed that episode. That one got a lot of hits, and it got a lot of, because we send out a lot of posts on Instagram afterwards.
Right.
It really received really well. That people really liked that one. It was a great idea. It was your idea.
Who doesn't like Halloween? Come
People
on.
love Halloween. That was really good. If you guys are watching us on YouTube, well, thank you very much. Continue to watch us at EBTV. And if you're listening to us right now while you're working out, you're going for a run or a walk or in your car, hello on Spotify, iHeart, Apple Music, or Amazon. All right, so you did a lot of visiting this week and last week. You visited Hammersholt, the third graders. What'd you do over there?
So, normally there's a field trip every year where the third graders get to come up to the municipal complex and they learn a little bit about government by talking to me. And this is the section that they're learning right now. And they also get an opportunity to meet with the police, learn how the police work, learn a little bit about policing.
That's cool.
To tour the jail. They will love that.
Yeah, you know what? No matter what, even though you know it's a bad place, it's pretty cool at that young age to go see the jail.
We get to see the jail.
Right. Everybody wants to see
they
that.
Get to see a police car, which is very cool.
Yeah.
And then they get to see the court, right? Because this is
that's cool too.
Where our municipal court's located.
Yeah.
But because of their budget cuts and problems that they had this year with finances, it was a little bit more difficult to arrange for all of that. So they decided that they would take 4 of the 8 classes and have them do the same thing, but over at Hammersholt.
At Hammersholt, gotcha.
And the other 4. So one was on Tuesday, the other was on Thursday. So it was a opportunities for me to talk to the kids and teach them a little bit about government. And then we switch it around and let them ask me questions, which is kind of funny because
I was going to say, do you get any
all
cool
bets are off when it comes to questions that third graders have. They just let it rip. And so it's pretty funny.
Anything stand out? Anything.
And some of the questions, how much do you make?
Oh, of course. Right? Everyone wants to know that.
And which is very under impressive.
Which I'm pretty surprised that, you would think that mayors get paid handsomely, but they just don't. So we actually have to really thank you for doing what you do because you don't get paid as handsomely as you would think.
There's a handful of mayors that are in big cities that's a full-time job.
Oh, sure.
For most others, and ours is a intermediate-sized town. We're pretty big for a suburban community.
Yeah, no, East Brunswick is very large.
So we're sort of on the crux of what full-time mayors would be, put in position as full-time mayors. So
gotcha.
We're not quite there yet.
Okay.
But most mayors like myself are working part-time, and if you do it right, it's really not part-time.
Right. No, it's right. If you're always hands-on and you're always visiting, if you're going around visiting schools,
and I think that if you're going to do it the right way, you're most likely going to have to take time away from either your family or your regular job.
Right.
And not a lot of people could do that.
Sure.
So I think at some point in the future, it's probably not a bad idea for us to relook at that, even though I wouldn't want it for myself. I don't need it. But I would hate in the future for us not to be able to attract somebody who really could do a good job, but just can't afford to take the time away and lose the income from their job to take on this role. So at some point, we should probably reconsider the amount.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Even though I would be more than willing to waive it for myself.
Sure. No, but I get what you're saying. You're right. Because somebody that is really qualified, that could probably do a great job, they might already have their own job that they're at right now. They can't give that up because the amount that you're getting paid is not.
Reduce it to part-time, like making half of what you're making for some people is a non-starter.
Right. I never even gave it much thought about it. You're right. You definitely lose some good potential out there for sure.
So in the future, but the kids are cute. I mean, they're really cute. And so we had 4 classes on Tuesday and 4 classes on Thursday, and they really are. They're really bright, which is really the encouraging thing. Is that a lot of them really, really are smart.
Yeah. No, these kids are getting quicker and smarter every single year.
And then when you turn the questions around and let them start to ask questions, some of them are really. You can ask them a question in a way that teachers do all the time, really make them have to think.
Sure.
And if you do that, you'll see they get it. They're really on board, and looking at the mayor to them as if it is as if the president of the United States walked in the room.
Absolutely,
For them, it's a really important person, and they're all
Yeah.
excited, and they want to high five me, and
Yeah.
but it's great.
Yeah.
You know,
Listen, I think that's how the role should be played out. I mean, you are the leader, the figurehead of the township. I get you're not the president of the United States. I get that, but you're definitely up there, and you're above a lot of citizens here, regular
Well,
residents.
you always want to earn people's respect.
Sure you do.
Whether it's the third graders or
Yeah.
the seniors, it
I
doesn't
get
really
that.
matter to me. And but they really are enthralled with anybody who's in positions of leadership.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't want to ever let them down.
I get what you're saying.
The world will let them down in enough time.
Right, that's right. Yeah,
It doesn't need to be in third grade.
Yeah, so as my daughters get older and they start to complain about things, I always turn around and I go, "Did I not tell you? Take your time getting older, right? like you just need." And now you're at that point. Now you cannot go back anymore. You're right. Take your time, enjoy. The world will let you down, as some of us have found out already. I get it. And then yesterday you went and visited my alma mater. You went over to Chittick School. Yeah, Murray A. Chittick School.
Mary A. Chittick. Yeah, it was a fun time because the first graders and the kindergartners got to meet people in different fields.
Oh, so yeah,
So it was a career day.
Career day. Yeah.
And so there were people from a whole bunch of different areas that were
Neat.
there, and they come up to the table and they have their little questions to ask you, and you show them. It's interesting for me because I had split my table, right? Half the day I'm mayor.
Oh,
and
you're
half the day I'm a
doctor.
doctor.
That's right.
So I had them listen to their heart with the stethoscope.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
little tuning forks, and to learn a little bit about fun things we do as physicians, and then of course learn a little bit about being mayor.
Look at this. I'm well past third grade, and I think that's kind of neat. I want to go to a career day and see everybody's different
Well, they had
careers.
somebody from the police department.
That's cool, yeah.
And they had somebody who works in, someone who was a candle maker.
Oh, that's neat.
And she's taught them how she does her craft. And so it doesn't take much to impress the little kids.
Well, they're
And
pretty. Their brains are sponges, and they're seeing everything for the first time. All these different avenues to go down. I think, of course, everybody loves that. The kids at that age, they love career day. I'm sure they do.
Then when they're done, you give them a little sticker. And
Right.
There's all different colors.
Yeah.
You ask them what color they prefer. I think blue won.
Yeah. That's good. You don't want to can't have the
I
blue and the
couldn't
red.
convince more of them to do greens. East Brunswick green.
Green and whites. That's right. Why are they not thinking about that? Well, now you also had the opportunity to go visit something really neat. So here in East Brunswick, we have what's being called the Vermella that's being built.
Right
But
underneath
you
it.
had a chance to go to New Brunswick and see what's called the Ray, and that's the same builder, correct?
Correct.
So how did that go? Give us all the lowdown.
So-
we are waiting to find out what the Vermella is going to feel like.
Well, a couple of months ago, we
Yeah.
actually had juniors and seniors in the high school participate in this ULI, which is the Urban Land Institute.
Okay.
It's a project where they're each broken up into teams,
Okay.
and they make fictitious redevelopment projects from a fictitious town.
Oh, that's neat.
And very, very, very similar to what clearly we're doing right here in East Brunswick.
Okay.
And they get little Lego models, and
Yeah.
they have each team's broken up into a finance person and a planner and somebody who is a community organizer and an
Project manager
advertising
and everything,
project
yeah.
So they each present to a fictitious township council.
Right.
They've been doing this now for about 7-8 years.
Oh, wow.
And these teams of kids are really, really bright, and they're really starting to think about the things that we really are doing every day. What percent has to be set aside for affordable housing? How are you going to build it with energy?
Oh, they get
efficient
that into-
usage?
wow, they get that into it.
into real detail.
Really?
Exactly. And what type of profit will the town make from it? How would the town use it? What type of community groups are going to be upset if this is moved or this is kept? Why
Oh.
should the skate park be kept? Why should we do a housing for? Should there be a Walmart, which they don't call Walmart? It's called a Q Mart, but it's essentially
Sure.
the same type of thing. So
Sure.
all of those things that we have to consider and are considering every
Yeah.
day, they get to do. So when the project was over, you picked the winners and all of that. But because it was supported the last 2 years by Ed Russo, who's the builder,
builder, yeah.
correct, for Vermella, He offered them an opportunity to get a tour of the construction site right here on Route 18 in East Brunswick, as far as it's done so far, and it's moving pretty quickly.
Right.
And then they took a bus ride over to the Ray, which is the similar project that's where the old Sears used to be on Route 1.
Yeah.
Because that just finished and opened.
No, it looks beautiful. Yesterday, I don't mean to cut you off. As a matter of fact, yesterday, coincidentally, I was driving by where they're building, I guess, now the grand opening, like where you're going to drive into it. And I was able to see it. I guess they've taken some fences down so you can actually see what it looks like. And it really looks gorgeous.
Well, like ours,
it
it's
looks
the
really nice.
apartments, which are rentals, and then then he's using Pulte builders to build the townhomes, which are going to be for sale, not only in New Brunswick, but same thing here in East Brunswick. The townhouses will be for sale units.
Go ahead, yeah.
And they got a chance to walk around and look at what these apartments are like.
Yeah.
Into the community space, the amenities, and each of different types of apartments, and they're just really beautiful.
Wow.
And there's outdoor space with televisions and barbecues
Sure.
and pool tables and a lot of community space. There's space in the building for people who want to do podcasts.
Yeah,
or,
right.
Do work from home.
Oh, that's neat.
So it's really designed for the future.
Yeah.
And these are the things that kids want. And I think that it would be an eye-opener for them to talk to their parents about what these things look like, because it's totally opposite what a lot of adults think these apartments are going to look like.
Right.
And if you read a lot of articles and see what's going on in places like the city and here even in more suburban communities, there is a growing trend towards people living in apartments forever.
Right.
It sounds kind of ridiculous because for us, we don't understand anything other than being told that home ownership is the thing that all Americans look for.
Right.
And that's how you accumulate wealth.
Right. No, but things are different now.
But they're
right,
different
right.
now.
Yes.
It's harder to find places. They're really expensive. And millennials and Gen Zs don't want to be maintaining homes in general.
That's true.
Or looking at the places that they could buy would require, for a phenomenal amount of money, a lot of work.
Right.
They don't want to do that.
Right.
They don't want to do building maintenance and home maintenance. And so while that's not everybody, but there's a alarmingly high number of them
Yeah.
that never envision ever owning a home.
Right. Gotcha.
And so these type of places become really attractive to them because it offers them everything without having to worry about a thing. They just write a rent check every month.
Sure.
And it seems foreign to us. I'm sure it's foreign to you. It's foreign to me.
Yeah, I grew up here in East Brunswick in a single family home, and then of course I went off and I now own my own single family home. There was a short amount of time where I lived up in Jersey City in like a high rise, but again, not quite like what the Vermella is going to be like or what the Ray is right now.
Right.
And I do see, I've seen some of the renditions, and it looks really, really nice. And there's the stores there, and there's the community feel, the outdoor seating areas.
People
and
like that. Now,
they do,
what I
right.
don't know is what's going to happen. Like a lot of them are waiting later to have families, to get married, to have children.
Everything's changing.
And will that fundamentally change when they have kids, and when they really just run out of space
Right.
and need a house at that point? And in many instances, they will be starting that at 10 to 15 years later than we did.
Wow, everything, yeah.
So it's a lot to really think about and digest, and hard to really predict where those trends will go. So as community leaders, as builders, as individuals who are looking to try to look at what our community's going to be in another 10, 15, 20 years.
Sure.
It is a moving target. It's hard to really know. A lot of people my age are looking
Yep.
to downsize.
No, of course, right.
And
Yeah, a
the
lot of
downsizing could be to a small townhouse that you own,
Yep.
because we're just so built on the idea of owning something.
Yep.
But there's many in my age group that will be perfectly fine and just living in an apartment
Yeah,
and having absolutely no overhead, condo association
You're right.
dues, all of that stuff, which could be very expensive as well.
No, listen, I've already noticed it myself with my wife and I. We already have one friend, the same thing. Like the husband was like, I'm done with this. I don't want to do the lawn. You know what? I get that we've a pool in the backyard, but you know what? I'd rather have like a community where I can go to the community pool. And they actually chose what we thought was in our minds young to do this. They sold, their kids are older and they're gone, and they decided we're going to get out now. We don't need the house, and we're going to move into a similar situation, which is what you're describing now. Yeah, so there's a lot of people are doing it now.
And the ones that have been gone up so far in town, I mean, the Legacy project, that's over 99% occupied.
Yeah,
so there's obviously demand.
No, I see it. I get you. So so it looks pretty nice, huh?
Yeah, it was beautiful.
That's great. So now we can actually see what's coming to us right here with the Vermella. And the Vermella, already it looks beautiful just on the renditions themselves. You know, and I walked around, I could see how big of a space it is. It's going to be gorgeous.
Oh, it's going to be beautiful. And he's well known to build a product that looks pretty darn close to what his renderings are. So he's done that before in multiple other areas. So I have no reason to believe that East Brunswick would be different.
I love it. That's pretty great. Well, what a great week you had. That's
that
pretty
was
cool.
fun.
Good for you. All right, guys, we're going to take another break. There's another look at in and around East Brunswick, and then we'll get back, and we got still so much more to get to you. You guys are in for a great show today. This is the Buzz About East Brunswick. We'll be right back. As ready for the summer, Crystal Springs Family Water Park has been named one of the best pools in the state of New Jersey, offering daily admissions and season passes. It's a summer water attraction you're not going to want to miss. The recreation pool, the lap pool, relax by the lazy river even, and your children are always safe in the shallow kiddie pool. But for the really little ones, Crystal Springs even has its own splash patio. You want to talk about summer fun? Well, how about those 3 awesome water slides that only Crystal Springs has? And don't worry about lunch. The concession stand is fully stocked with snacks and grilled meals. So let's all beat the heat this summer, East Brunswick, at the Crystal Springs Family Water Park. Are you registered on the Do Not Knock list here in East Brunswick? Are you on the registry?
Who is it?
We're with the solar company up the street.
I'm on the Do Not Knock list. I'm on the Do Not Knock list.
Just log on to the East Brunswick Township website at eastbrunswick.org. Scroll over to Departments, then scroll over to Township Clerk. Scroll down to Do Not Knock Register Form. And when you're there, you'll notice the blue shaded area with all sorts of jargon explaining you have now reached the Do Not Knock Registry. Just fill out the form with your name and address, click Submit, and congratulations, you're now registered for the Do Not Knock list. All right, guys, and we are back. Mayor Cohen, myself, Greg T. This is the Buzz About East Brunswick. And again, hello to everybody on YouTube at EBTV. And if you'd like to drop us an email, please do so at baeb@buzzabouteb.com. And we'd be happy to answer your email. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, every Tuesday at 11 a.m., we are live from the East Brunswick Public Library. You're more than welcome to drop by, say hello, and also drop us an email. Tell us why you want to be a guest on the show, and we'll have you on just like we had Halloween Frank on with us just a couple of weeks ago.
Yep.
I think that'd be great.
Sounds good.
And we're still looking for someone to come up with lyrics to this song. we can't figure it out. We got a great theme song here, but we have no lyrics. You know what? I'm going to drop myself some notes, some lyrics.
Got to get it to those 3rd graders.
I like it. That's right. The 3rd graders would do it. They would come up with a song for us, no problem.
That's right.
Oh, that'd be terrific. Hey, so leading up to it, this weekend is Father's Day.
Yes.
What are your big plans?
Well, my brother offered to do it this time, so we're going over to his house. He's doing a big barbecue, which is good.
All right.
And my dad will be there. He just turned 90 this year,
Wow.
so he's doing okay.
Nice. Good for you.
And but quiet.
Yeah.
This is that's true barbecue family
So
bad time.
I was looking forward to a barbecue at my house, but the weather is indicating that it's going to be all rain on Father's Day. So my wife,
What happened to the umbrella? I'll still go out and
see,
barbecue.
okay, that's what I said, same thing. But my wife was like, "Well, I'm not going to have the whole family sitting in here staring at each other, blah blah blah." So now we're trying to come up with different things to do, and I just don't know where to go or what to do and how to integrate everybody into it. I don't know, because a lot of things you do in the summertime, it's all outdoors.
That's true.
So I'm trying to think about places to go or things to do. I don't know, a movie to see or something for the whole family to go and enjoy for Father's Day.
That's not really interacting.
It's not. I know a movie is not. But I don't know what else to do. Bowling? Or what do people do?
Well, that would be fun. That's interacting.
I'd like to see my
Go to,
86-year-old dad go bowling.
Go to Palmera's.
Oh,
They've
we
got-
could do that. That's right. They have video games downstairs, some of that.
that.
And I do have some young niece and nephews that would probably want to be a part of that too.
Right. Or even Rock and Air. They've got one of the longest indoor zip lines.
You know, I don't think about
on the
that.
East Coast.
That's right. Rock and Air in East Brunswick. I haven't given that much thought. That's right. Well, listen, I don't know what my 86-year-old dad's going to be able to do over there, but you know, that would be
That's
kind of
true.
fun. That's fun. Yeah, because that's the problem, is trying to get everybody involved for Father's Day. Now, if it's a barbecue, are you guys doing hot dogs and hamburgers? Are you doing ribs? Are you doing lobster tails? What are you guys doing?
Well, no, I think probably a combination because you have to have the
Yeah.
staples. So the hot dogs and the hamburgers has to be there for those that want that. But probably some steaks
doing
and
steaks?
ribs.
Yeah, step it up a little bit.
Yeah, no, my brother's really, really good cook.
Oh, nice,
When it comes
nice.
to barbecuing, he's good. He thinks he's even better than he is, but but he is good at it.
Yeah. You know, listen, I was talking to my wife about the menu, what we would do if we were doing a barbecue. And that's what we like to do, change it up a little bit for Father's Day or for Mother's Day or whatever, because we have so many other barbecues where it's like hot dogs and hamburgers and whatnot. So she wants to step it up, which I'm fine with. And we're going to do more like the lobster rolls. That would be great.
Oh, that's great.
So I'm excited for all this, but if it's really going to rain, my wife is calling it a day, and I don't know what we're doing now. Then we're going to have to take it indoors somewhere. So I'm lost for words of what we're going to do. I'm hoping that it's going to stay dry for us, because I don't want to go anywhere else.
Think positive. I think
positive.
you'll be good. I
So-
think you'll be good. Do the barbecue.
So also on Monday, it's National Hot Dog Day. So we talked about this like in
Remember
one
we
of our.
had one of our first episodes with like somebody coming in with the different toppings.
That's
and
right.
Yes.
And we wanted to do that. We still haven't gotten. You know, that's something. You know what? If you have your own hot dog, if you could bring in some hot dogs for us, we could try some different hot dogs out. That'd be great. Email us at baeb@buzzabouteb.com. We'd be happy to have you in here. Bring your hot dogs in. But we were talking about it in one of our first episodes. Is a hot dog a sandwich? Now have we concluded whether or not a hot
No,
dog
I
is?
think we're there. We think we were there on the sandwich.
We're good.
We're good with that.
Okay.
We just want to see everybody's ideas of different
Right.
toppings. I think
Right.
that's cool.
Right now. So what is your topic of choice?
I told you I like the deli mustard.
Right, deli mustard.
Deli mustard with a little coleslaw on it.
Gotcha. And I happen to go more with the sauerkraut, and I like some relish in there. So I like mine a little bit more than that on that soury side of things.
There you
That's
go.
how I choose it.
Yeah, I was
But-
just watching actually the other day the History. Ever watch the History Channel?
no.
Oh, it's
I mean, I
great.
watch every now and then, but I don't stick around. Why? What's
There's
on
like
there?
a whole series on companies that started in the United States, and so they'll go all the way back to the Industrial Revolution.
Yeah.
But there was a series just recently on
Hot dogs?
on Nathan's
Okay.
and White Castle.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, they go back to the ones on Doritos and
Right.
all these Frito Lays.
Yeah.
But it's fascinating to the history of how these entrepreneurs started these companies. And it literally was just this week on the one from Nathan's.
Have you ever been to the Nathan's, the original in Brooklyn?
Coney Island?
Yeah, Coney Island.
Yeah.
So isn't it great? And it still stands there today. You know, and it's the same exact way. Everybody waits online, and they have the vintage photo of the 10-cent hot dog sitting there. I think it's so classic. I don't get a chance to go there that often at all, but I do like when we do go, because my wife's family lives on Long Island. So every now and then I'll say, hey, let's go to Nathan's real quick, and we'll veer off the Parkway and get on
So
down.
evidently the guy that started Nathan's worked
Yeah.
for a much larger company before Nathan's was formed. He
I
worked
didn't
for
know
this
that.
other guy
Oh.
who owned, I forget the name of it, Fritz's or something, was a famous, basically a monopoly
Yeah,
on,
yeah.
hot dogs in those days was considered food of the peasants.
Really?
So
well,
you didn't-
today
so-
I'll eat them all day long.
Well, it was his invention, made it more tasty. He
Okay.
offered it for a low price, bundled
Gotcha.
them into
Yeah.
a marketing package, and ultimately the company that he worked for went out of business.
Mm-hmm.
And we all know what happened to Nathan.
Yeah, right. Became the king of hot dogs.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I do you have a special hot dog in mind? Like, do you shop for one particular brand?
Generally, Hebrew National.
Hebrew National. That's a good go-to. Yeah. No, listen, they're all good.
Don't you remember the commercials? I appeal to a higher authority.
I don't recall that. I'm not sure. I'm Hebrew National. I don't recall that. I'm gonna try. You know what? I'll do myself I'll do a quick Google on it. I'll try to find it. Hey, listen. So you are the most marryingest mayors in the county. Did you know
Yeah,
that?
I got that label last year. They did a whole survey on mayors and the fact that we get to marry people.
Yeah.
And
So
they-
why do you do it? Why do you marry so much?
I don't know.
I
I guess people want to get married in East Brunswick.
and you enjoy doing it.
Of course.
What are some of your famous words or lines that you give marrying couples?
I think that it's you try to tailor it to each couple, but you don't really know
Yeah.
them the way it would in a
Right.
regular formal ceremony. But you want to give. I think that you want to give people hope that what they're doing is important, and they're taking this major step on what hopefully is the beginning of a very long journey. And journeys don't always know which way they're going to go. They could
Sure.
go up mountains. You could be in the bottom of a gully. You could be on a side trip. But at the end of the day, what you really want is to make sure that if you're starting this journey together, no matter which way it takes, you don't get off.
That's
And
good.
you have to learn how to figure out what to do when things get rough.
Maybe marriage counseling is in your future. I mean, I'm buying every word you're selling on that one. That sounded great. I really wanted to have my wife right here. I want to be like, do you hear what he just said? You hear what he just said? That's great. It's a journey. This is a journey here. Well, I
don't know. I have to say, psychology wasn't my favorite topic.
Wow.
It's like in medical school. That one was. I loved what I do, but I think each person comes to what they, end up when.
You sold me.
From a different reasoning, what appeals to them. But I can offer the advice, but if you don't get it, I'm not good. That's why I wouldn't be a great teacher.
Well, but you're a great. Listen, but you're a great ordained minister, which is fantastic.
But it is a lot of fun.
I've only had the luxury of marrying two couples, and I was nervous. They were friends of mine, and I was very, very nervous to stand up there in front of everybody and to give these words. And I figured, like, what do I know about marriage that I can say to these people? And marriage, it's such a difficult road. It's a job. To stay together for so long, it is very difficult.
It is, and but you have to learn what type of things techniques and things you need to learn that will help you through those difficult times.
Yeah.
I remember a couple of years ago, a very, very good friend of mine that I had from college. When he was living in this area, he was a resident over at Robert Wood and St. Peter's, same hospitals that I was at.
Okay.
And they had their kids the same time that we did. The kids are actually still good friends, even though he's long since moved out of the area. But while he was here, of the three kids he had, I delivered one of the three.
Okay.
And now that they're out in Arizona, she got engaged and called saying that, well, I know that you as a mayor get to marry people. Would you be able to come marry me when you come out to the wedding in Arizona? I said, gee, I don't know. I don't know if you have legally if I could do that. So she looked it all up and lives in Maricopa County in Arizona. And sure enough, all you need to do is be an ordained minister.
That's it. Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So how do you do that? You go online.
I know. That's right.
I forget the name of the ministry, but you put in your
right.
information and then you hit send, and all of a sudden, 5 seconds later,
You're
congratulations, you are an ordained minister. And for $25, you can get the certificate
That's right.
and a thing you could
The
put on your
package.
car for parking, which to me was by far the most worthwhile part of it, because now I have clergy parking.
That's it, man. You
So,
are ordained minister.
So that was the first time I actually ended up marrying somebody who I actually delivered.
That's great.
And
That's
that
great.
happened not that long ago here when there was somebody living here who I delivered, and the kid reminded me that, well, he didn't remember clearly,
Yeah.
but his parents remembered.
great story. That's great.
I married him. So now I have two people that I not only delivered, but married.
That's pretty awesome.
Isn't that cool?
That is very cool. That is very cool. And it's so funny, right? Because people don't know how to become an ordained minister. They're like, what did you do? Like, and I'm like, oh,
It was so difficult.
It's so difficult. You go online. All right, guys, listen, we're going to take a little bit of a break here. And while we're taking a break, if you guys want to go online and become ordained ministers, you too can go do it. We'll be right back with more Buzz About East Brunswick. Where I am standing right now, you guys may remember this. This used to be the old Loman's Plaza. Now, this is going to be called Vermella. Let's find out what's going on here.
Townhomes down here was where we were just at Loman's. You can see the jug handle up here. This is Vermella Phase 2, which is not under construction yet. There's a pool, there's walkable spaces in there. It's gonna be really sharp.
This place is gonna be gorgeous! Do you know about Stay NJ? Well, thanks to Governor Murphy, it's a tax benefit program for residents 65 years of age or older. There's a new application called the Pass One Form, which can be found on the New Jersey Division of Taxation website. This program incorporates 3 different tax relief programs: the Senior Freeze, Anchor, and the new Stay NJ. Log on to propertytaxreliefapp.nj.gov or just call them at 1-888-238-1233. All right, guys, and that just about does it for us. Another episode. This was episode 9 of the Buzz About East Brunswick. Next week, we're in double digits.
That's right.
How great is that?
God,
we
almost,
made it.
Almost through half a year. Could you believe it?
Hey, nice job there, Mr. Mayor. Nice
go.
job. The Buzz About EB turning 10 next week. All right. And again, I continue to reiterate, if you would like to reach out to us, please do at baeb@buzzabouteb.com. Hit us up. Tell us why you'd like to be a guest. Both the mayor and I would love to have you on. We've already had, like we keep on saying, about Halloween Frank. But if there's something else, somebody else out there, like what are we looking for? Who would be a great guest?
I think anybody that has maybe a collection or something at home that they do that's unique, somebody that's got a job that's a little bit different,
Yeah.
Maybe a little dangerous, or something that I think would just, people in public would find fascinating.
Right, yeah, I agree. We'll roll that red carpet out for you, and you can come on in here and be a guest of the show. It'd be great. We're at the East Brunswick Public Library every single Tuesday starting at 11 a.m., and the doors are open. Even if you just want to pass by and just say hi, you're more than welcome to come on by.
Wave from the window.
Yeah, you come right outside. That's right. We are sitting. You guys cannot miss
Rain
us.
stopped finally. You see that?
That's right. They did say that the rain was going to dry out and we were going to have a nice day. And then they say the next couple of days are supposed to be really great. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday is supposed to be really nice weather, which is terrific.
Yeah.
But fingers crossed for Father's Day. And also Friday is Friday the 13th. Now, do you believe in that? Are you a little superstitious?
No.
No, me neither. I'm not really
No,
superstitious.
actually, you know what? I think people have done studies on it, and the number 13 actually comes up more often than any other number on lottery tickets.
So it's a lucky thing.
So it's
Nice, please.
Play 13.
May this Thursday, May the 13th, not May the 13th, but May this 13th be lucky. That'd be great. All right, well, listen, I had a really good time on episode 9. I think we covered a lot of cool things. I'm glad we learned a lot about you in the mayor's this or that. We're definitely bringing that back for sure.
this or that.
This or that. I like that. All right, Mayor, we are out of here. On behalf of the Mayor Cohen, myself, Greg T., and episode 9, we bid you a farewell, and we will see you here next week for episode
Thanks
10.
for listening.
Thanks for listening. I like that. Thanks for listening.